Hey folks, it's me, Dr. Mike. Welcome to the Targeting the Muscle series. Incline dumbbell presses to target the upper chest. How do we do them to get the most out of them? Here we go. What bench angle height is optimal for hitting the clavicular upper pectoralis? You will find at least one, and I believe at most one study actually examining this. One study tells us almost nothing about the real world, just a little bit of a clue, but it found that a lower angle, somewhere between 10 and 30 degrees, actually targets the upper chest the best. But I'll give you guys a much better trick than that. Play around with a few different angles and figure out what works best for you. It can be a reality that if you go and take the angle one up from normal, your upper pecs are fried. They're sore a day after, they're pumped, everything's amazing. It could also be that you do this and for any number of human anatomical differences or technique differences that we'll discuss in a bit, you're actually just feeling your mid and lower chest for the most part. In that case, you can take it up one, and then up one and up one and up one and see where it fits best. The last thing I'll say is variation is okay. You don't have to look for the optimal angle. You can do a few weeks of training a mesocycle or so at a low incline, see how that feels. Do it at a high incline, see how that feels. Do it at a moderate incline, see how that feels. And then all three might be just different variations of awesome, and you can incorporate all three in future training and get an awesome variety, and most importantly, gigantic upper pecs. If you're having trouble feeling your upper chest and getting a good workout out of incline dumbbell presses, one place to look may be, hilariously, not even on the upper chest at all. I feel like a shitty marketing scammer. Looking at what your feet are doing can be important. Specifically, are your feet in a position that allows for a lot of stability? So, for example, a not so wise idea would be to load up the dumbbell press and keep your feet dangling and then do some number of reps and realize that when the movement gets difficult, you start to wobble back and forth, and that is terrible. But why wouldn't you wobble? You're totally unstable. The best thing you can do is put your feet down, whole foot into the ground, connected to the ground, butt connected to the chair, upper back connected to the bench, and now you are fucking unstoppable freight train of stability and strength. Amazing. If you're a short king like me, it's totally fine to just put your toes in as long as you feel stable. But if you have the option, whole foot is the best. If you do that, you set up all the stability to generate as much strength up towards the top of the chain as possible, and then big pecs will be your eventuality. And even if you're short like me, hey, maybe you'll still even get laid a few times. I haven't, but I'm trying. All right. Often, for many chest exercises, the two really good cues to use are to arch your back a little bit and push your chest up, and also to retract your shoulder blades. This pre-stretches your pecs and keeps your shoulders tucked and nice and safe, makes the chest the real onus of the movement. However, if we were to do this in incline dumbbell pressing, because we have retracted our shoulder blades, we're forced to press up and out, and that's fucking weird and really limits how much weight you can lift, and it's just super strange to do. So I'm gonna do it for you guys. Let's see if I get killed. So start here, chest up, that's good. We don't wanna do this, chest nice and up, but we don't wanna retract our shoulder blades a ton, because then we press, and then I can't actually press any more than this without unretracting my shoulder blades because I'm out of room. I would have to press out, which is super fucking weird. So what you wanna do is chest up, but actually relax your shoulder blades and allow them to move so that you can lock out fully, come down deep, and lock out fully just like that. Because if we arch, we can't lock out anymore, and that makes the movement really, really weird. What we want out of this movement is to hit the chest. One of the best ways to hit the chest is to stretch it super, super deep at the bottom. If we touch the dumbbell to our chest, we actually limit the motion because the dumbbells, and often using bigger dumbbells, they're gonna have an even bigger ratio of sort of handle to actual plate size, you're gonna limit your range of motion. So for example, if I'm touching my chest with the dumbbells on the bottom, I can go to here, and that's cool. Not a big stretch for the pecs, actually less of a stretch than with a barbell. But dumbbells can afford a bigger stretch if you touch to the outside of your shoulders. So instead of doing the dumbbell press like this and touching your chest, which limits the range of motion and can let you use more weight, instead, touch to the outside of your shoulders. And you'll have to use less weight for this, but it works super well. Come out as you go down and touch your side delts and even your biceps if you can. All the way back out and down, and oh, my pecs, I can feel it. I'm gonna do a few more reps just because it feels so amazing, and it feels like such a big stretch, especially if you slow that descent. Gently touch at the bottom and come all the way up. Amazing pec work. Here, yeah, you're doing stuff, but it's more triceps, less chest, and if you don't have a deep stretch in the muscle that you're training, it's just not the same. Next tip and last tip, what should you do with your elbow angle? Should you do the following? Should you keep your elbows tucked in and press like this? Maybe. Should you keep your elbows super far out, Jared Feather style, and press like that? Maybe. The real answer is, where does it feel like your chest is getting hit the most? The answer is usually somewhere in between, but where exactly in between is up to you, so try a bunch of things. What I like to do is just go in a natural position that's just a little bit south of elbows flared, and that feels really good for me. It feels good on my elbows, feels good on my shoulder joints, and it feels good on my pecs. No big deal. If I go here, that feels fine, but I don't get a big pec stretch. If I go here, I get a crazy pec stretch, but also my shoulder joints don't feel all that amazing. So it's really auto-regulated. It's really up to you. Try a whole bunch. Whatever gets your pecs hit the hardest and feels the best on your elbows and shoulders, that's probably the right answer. And there may not be one right answer, but many. All of those could feel good, and then you just built yourself a few more variations you can do over the months. Pepper in that change, and it's awesome all the way around. Folks, thank you so much for tuning in. See you next time.